Hello everyone, my name is Desiree and welcome to my discussion board video. So to start off with our first question asks, what are the issues surrounding processing and incarcerating women and girls through the criminal justice system? So some issues that I found that arise while processing and incarcerating women or girls are either racial bias issues, economic issues, or extralegal issues. So some racial issues that can arise are typically white women are the ones that receive the shorter or more lenient sentences compared to women of color. And this bias exists because women of color tend to commit crimes more similar to male offenders, which are often the more serious crimes, and this can kind of just give them that label that they are more um, aggressive than the white females. But other than that, research has shown that women overall, regardless of race or ethnic status, engage in similar levels of offending activity. But moving on, some economic factors that can play a role in this consist of the what's it called? White women being able to afford their bail because more so women of color aren't as probable to be able to afford it. And this is kind of the court's fault because it has been known for them to set the bail amount higher for women of color compared to white women. But some extra legal factors that can mediate sentencing are social ties to the community. So, for example, let's say a mother is arrested and she is being put on court for whatever reason. Since she has children, they are her dependents, she is more so not going to be sentenced, or she will receive a much more lenient sentence just because they want to avoid any social costs and they want to avoid any effects that the incarceration can have on the kids. But moving on, the second question asks, based on the readings regarding the nature of female offending, do you think it is important that girls and women receive treatment that is geared toward their unique problems? Why or why not? So I agree with this. I think that it is important because the criminal justice system has historically ignored a number of different and interrelated issues they've presented. So I did some reading from our textbook and I found that research proves that there is a history of victimization and that most significant issues facing this are within the delinquent girls. So it has been proven that about 55% of them believe that their experiences with abuse throughout their childhood had an effect on their offending behavior. So some treatments or like services that I think would be good options for us to put in their situations, like not situations, like some options for us to put in their unique problems would be like counseling. So if there's a history of trauma or mental and physical abuse, this can be a good service to fit that need. Or let's say they're a kid who often runs away because they face abuse at their temporary home, it would be better to place them with some housing placement services rather than punishing them in a detention center, because this will not help them because they were just trying to escape their situation because that's where they were getting abused. But it is important for us to give women the treatment to deal with their unique problems because it can target their problems specifically and can help them overcome them. So, for example, if you place a girl in a program for sexual assault when they had never even been abused before, this can actually not help them at all, and it can actually cause them to lead to higher risks of recidivism, and that is a no-go for anybody because, I mean, they're already in a bad situation and they're just going to go downhill from that. But moving on to our third question, it says, how are women processed in other countries through the criminal justice system? So in other countries around the world, women are all processed very differently through their criminal justice systems or courts. So some examples that I found was that in China, women are actually considered as subordinate members of society. So they are often given lesser punishments than their male counterparts. So there has actually been an increase in women drug traffickers because they know that they will not get punished as harsh and they'll just end up getting a slap on the wrist. So kind of like what you would call an effective method in passing the court system would for them to just feel remorseful about their actions, or for these female drug traffickers to show just to be in this court and just have a presentable just to be in there presentable and have a respectful manner with everything. And that's typically just how it goes smoothly. And it's also the same in South Korea because women there also benefit from the same chivalry in sentencing. But another country that I found was Finland. They are actually the complete opposite. So they are more progressive in their policies and practices because there are greater levels of gender equality there between men and women, even throughout the workplace and their household. So basically, men and women are all considered equal there under their law. And it also helps because they have women that are part of their political realm. So given an equal balance of men and women within their criminal justice system helps provide that equality throughout everything. So yeah, that about concludes all my answers for the questions. So thank you for watching my video.